Coffeezilla is an absolutely massive content creator with around 4 million subscribers on his main YouTube channel, and his average video gets millions of views. And the project that Coffeezilla is working on right now has a chance to change, if not destroy, Counter-Strike forever, so we need to talk about that today. Today's video is sponsored by Skins Monkey, an automated CS2 trading platform where you can turn your skins into new ones simple and easy. You can use code GERM to get up to $5 free bonus on your first trade. You can also use that same code GERM to get a 5% extra deposit bonus on top of the 30% deposit bonus that Skins Monkey is already offering. During the holiday season, you can also go on Skins Monkey and claim a free gift. Skins Monkey also has a Christmas calendar going on right now where you can come back daily and get even more free gifts. So there's really no reason to not go check out Skins Monkey with that first link in the description below today. So this feels like forever ago now, but I did cover this at the time that in April of 2024, 8 months ago, Coffeezilla tweeted out this. He said, Counter-Strike gambling addicts, Valve devs, casino operators, influencers, I want to talk to everyone. DMs are open or use the business email. So obviously he was hinting out that he was wanting to dive into the world of Counter-Strike and see if there was any things he could uncover, see if there was any stories to be told. And again, this wouldn't be the first time that somebody has really dove into, the skeletons in the closet of the Counter-Strike community and the Counter-Strike worlds, because there is a lot of crazy stuff that goes on here. There is so much money changing hands. There is so many people, doing gambling or trying to steal from people or potential money laundering or all this different craziness. Counter-Strike is a game that we know and love, an esport we know and love, and does so many good things, but there's also whenever there's good things, there's going to be some shady people. There's going to be people trying to take advantage of people and all that stuff. So, again, we've dove into this world before. We've had negative media attention and negative light shown on Counter-Strike in the past. Many things have been uncovered, crazy things you would have never believed, things you would have never imagined. But Coffeezilla, who again is like the biggest influencer investigator at this time, him wanting to dive into this could really bring the spotlight back on some of this stuff. And that's good and bad. It's good because if somebody shines the lights on these things and they get fixed and they get addressed and they get changed, that's awesome. But it's also bad at the same time because sometimes when negative stuff needs to be dealt with or handled, there can be other people caught in the crossfire. There could be other ways that this negatively affects the skin economy or Counter-Strike as a game or just Valve in general, and sometimes, like I said, that can be a good or a bad thing, whatever. But that is what Coffeezilla said all that time ago. We then got this from him as well a couple days later. He said, update, I've interviewed 20 plus people so far. Counter-Strike gambling scene is insane beyond my wildest expectations. So it sounds like he was starting to find out some stuff. It seems like there was definitely some stories to be told here. He says, grateful to everyone who is stepping up. Only disappointment is that Gamba influencers mostly are chickens. So that was pretty crazy. But again, he was talking to people. He was finding some juicy stuff. It seems like he was excited or interested or whatever about all of this. We also heard, I think I have a tweet from Monarch here as well. This is CSGOEmpire Monarch, obviously one of the, gambling sites or whatever that involved in this whole thing or that a lot of people are interested in, and was also involved in, the Copenhagen drama that we'll also talk about in a second, where Monarch tweeted out, had a great call with Coffeezilla. He's a real journalist. Glad to finally see some scrutiny on scam casinos that run Ponzi schemes and rug their users. Happy to be able to share our point of view as a truly fair casino. Let's just hope Valve doesn't delete skins after this one. So this was crazy because Monarch is saying that he spoke with Coffeezilla specifically, and a lot of people were saying, oh no, I hope Coffee isn't getting tricked. I hope Coffee didn't, talk with Monarch and be kind of misconstrued or be pointed in one direction or be getting everything from Monarch's point of view. And I had some worries at that time as well that maybe Coffeezilla didn't know exactly what was going on and maybe was being led in the wrong directions or was maybe getting the wrong people's opinions and stuff like that. But also at the same time, Coffeezilla deals with these people, these situations, these things all the time. So I did trust him at the same time, but I was hoping this could be, hopefully not come out in the wrong ways, or hopefully Coffeezilla wouldn't get the wrong kind of story here. But we were going to have to wait and see what he found out as well. But also, what was very, very interesting at the end of this Monarch tweet is that he hints out how things could get bad for skins, for Valve, for Counter-Strike at the end of this tweet as well, saying, let's just hope Valve doesn't delete skins after this one, which was kind of, eerie, ominous, hinting at some bigger changes potentially coming at some point, if things did get really, really, really ugly. So this was super, super weird. But then we hadn't really heard about any of this for so long. And again, a lot of people were speculating, why was Coffeezilla digging into this stuff at this time? Why was he deciding to do this right now? Obviously, these tweets line up pretty well with the Copenhagen Major in 2024, where CSGOEmpire issued an apology for disrupting that Copenhagen Major. They had the scene where they burst onto the stage and were doing all this stuff. They ended up tweeting out, we're sorry, we took part in events that caused a disruption at the first CS2 Major in Copenhagen. We'd like to apologize. We'd like to make clear that we stand by our message. Scamming is never okay in an esports organization like like G2 should not partner with scammers that steal users' funds. This is people talking about G2 partnering with like CSGO Roll, I believe it was at the time. G2's partnership with CSGO Roll. So they did this whole stunt, was very stupid, was very potentially dangerous, and just really, really weird and not the way to go about things. But obviously Monarch, the CSGOEmpire, this is what was going on. So this led Coffeezilla to maybe start diving into this world and see what's going on. But then we finally got, after months and months and months of hearing nothing, we finally got this tweet from Monarch with some updates about the whole Coffeezilla investigation and Coffeezilla's content, where he said, Coffeezilla has just released his first episode of investigative journalism surrounding the shady world of CSGO gambling. In April, Coffee and I invited me to an interview at the time when we were on the spotlight due to a protest we caused in the middle of the CSGO tournament, campaigning against a particular fraudulent skin gambling website, which was sponsoring the event. When I joined the interview, I already anticipated that he would try to present me in a particularly bad light and paint me as a villain, and that's exactly what he did. I'm very useless. I've been campaigning against scammers in the space for years, and various medias have tried to scandalize me for whatever reasons. In the wide public, I think I'm a very misunderstood character. So many people have jumped in the conclusion that I must be a bad guy because I run a casino, and that I'm only attacking other casinos because they're my competition. The truth of the matter is, I'm on a mission to destroy scammers, educate people about the dangers of gambling, and to raise the standards of how casinos operate. The protest in the PGL majors was done for a reason, and there's a reason why we chose to go after certain scammers. I find Coffeezilla's video highly misleading, somewhat deceptive, and it doesn't cover the full picture. Also, he said that I'm a casino owner and that I'm attacking other casinos for no reason. That's so far from the truth. CSGO Roll is a massive, proven Ponzi scheme which has generated hundreds of millions of profit by scamming their users. Grim is an influencer who has profited millions from knowingly promoting these scams. These targets have been chosen carefully and for good reasons. It's also despicable, the Hollywood acts that Coffeezilla pulled off in his video. Me threatening journalists? Seriously, you're potentially being in danger? LOL. That's not me. I'm just a guy who's extremely dedicated to the mission of delivering justice to this specific group of scammers. So that was Monarch's input, because Coffeezilla had uploaded his first video of this series onto Patreon. Now, this is not live just yet, this whole video, so I've not seen this video. I don't know what this is about. Again, this is just part one, so we know there's a lot more Coffeezilla content that's going to be coming out on this whole situation, but it was really crazy to see Monarch flip-flop and go from, oh, Coffeezilla's a journalist, he's going to do a great job, to now saying, hey, Coffeezilla sucks, like he did a terrible job, whatever. And Coffeezilla did comment on this. He said, part one of a giant investigation into CS2 gambling is now live on Patreon. Already, we've got one casino owner crashing out. There will be more of this before it's over. CSGO Roll, influencers, and other casinos are next, and then Valve. Buckle up. And he does talk about how Monarch did flip-flop from saying, he's a real journalist, to then saying Coffeezilla is highly misleading, somewhat deceptive, and doesn't cover the full picture. But what is crazy to me, again, I'm dying to watch these videos as somebody very knowledgeable to CS scene. I can't wait to see, the things he comes up with, the things he finds, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, what's everything in between. But also to know he is coming after CSGO Roll, other casinos, influencers, is going to be very, very crazy to see, because obviously a ton of people, even super big people in the scene, even tournaments themselves, have been, sponsored and connected to CSGO gambling websites and all this stuff. And then coming for Valve next as well. This is all very, very crazy. And again, the ramifications of this could be very real. Now, one thing to note is that, like I said, people have already dove into a ton of this stuff before. It's all been uncovered. I don't know how much new and novel stuff that Coffeezilla is going to find versus how much stuff, already came out years ago, or that is kind of already open knowledge to the public in big ways. If Coffeezilla does find new crazy stuff that people have never heard or seen before, it could start a new kind of media wave that Valve has to respond to, that Valve has to do something about. But it's also very, very possible that he just kind of reiterates and rehashes a lot of stuff that people have already known about, and it doesn't really garner as much anticipation or media coverage or whatever that maybe he thinks it is possible to, or thinks it should, or whatever. And the other big part is, I know people are worried about, is this going to affect cases? Is this going to affect skins? Is this going to affect the markets? And it's very, very possible. We could see a dip. We could see a crash. We could see Valve implement some new changes that, really, really tank the market for a while. But for me, I don't think CSGO skins or the CSGO economy are going away anytime soon. And we've seen crashes. We've seen huge stories come out in the past, huge negativity. And like I said, there are some things that then have to get changed that do crash things down in the short term. But in the long term, Valve figures things out, Valves make changes, and a lot of times the community is for the better in the long run when things like this do get unearthed, when things like this do get taken care of, and it makes the markets healthier, more sustainable, and more profitable in the long term. So if we do see some kind of major dip, if we do see some kind of crash, we do see some kind of new features, new implementation, and I'm sure many other people out there are going to be buying the dip, because I still believe in Counter-Strike in the long term, but we'll definitely have to see how this all plays out. This is going to be very, very, very insane, because Coffeezilla says he's coming for influencers, he's coming for Valve, and like he says, buckle up. because who knows what the heck is going to happen next. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.